It is now, what is today? Oh boy, Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning. We got home about 3:30 last night, about 3 o'clock last night, and went to bed. We were both pretty shot. The fuel is getting insane. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but we had pulled into a Casey's in Iowa, and it was cheaper than my EFS discount, so I was going to use Mud Flap, because Casey's you get an additional 20 cents off, and they had $3.99 on the board, like at the pump without a discount, which was cheaper by like 20-30 cents for my next closest one for EFS. And so I typed it in the GPS. We were 19 minutes away. I think it was like 16 miles. With the GPS that we were 19 minutes away. We pull in the driveway to Casey's, and the price had just gone up to $4.48. So in 19 minutes, we had just missed it. And on the app, it said it was updated 1 minute ago. So anyway, pull up to the pump, and I'm putting fuel in, and Courtney's next to me, and she looks at me and she's like, I thought you said the fuel was $4.48. Like, that's what it said when we pulled in. And she points at the sign, it was $4.58. So I look at the pump I'm at, and it says $4.48. I walk around to the other pump that nobody was using, and it said $4.58. So in the time we had pulled in the driveway, fuel had gone up another 10 cents. It's crazy how fast this is climbing. So we've been having some talks on what we're going to plan on doing, because at the rates that these fuel prices are, it's just getting out of hand. A lot of the transport companies, they're raising rates, and there's another YouTuber, Mandy. He just did a breakdown on a video I watched last night, and the rates, the increases they're doing with his numbers are keeping up with the fuel increases, but it's not keeping up with like your maintenance, your oil changes, tire prices. Everything's skyrocketing. So when you figure in all that, the rates are not keeping up. I figured in like fuel and doing cars and stuff, and that's kind of one of the big factors why I haven't done cars lately either. Car rates are not going up. There's a few that have gone up a little bit, but there's still loads on Central for 30 to 50 cents. And you're basically going to be hauling 3 cars just to pay for your fuel. So in a sense, there's not much profit unless you can find something that pays better. And the video he was doing, he was coming out of Denver, which I've always struggled out of Denver too. There's nothing pays for the crap out of Denver. And yeah, he was deadheading back. He tried getting a couple brokers, if I remember right, to come up on prices, and they wouldn't. And I've seen a lot of people talking on, there's a Facebook page for like Central Dispatch, and that's been the big discussion lately, is cars are not coming up in price because the brokers are just saying someone else is going to do it for cheaper. So that's why lately I've just been hauling Courtney's truck out there. I use a little bit more fuel hauling hers, but not really saving anything on fuel wise, I guess. Just more or less saving miles on the truck. We might come out a little bit ahead on fuel, but it's pretty much a wash. But yeah, I couldn't believe that when I pulled into that gas station though, and the fuel had jumped up in a matter of 19 minutes, and then while I was sitting there at the pump, it went up another 10 cents. Things are just, I don't know. For the looks of it, I seen a press conference this morning before we had left the house that they're banning all imports from Russia and stuff, which I don't disagree with, but at the same time, I think, I don't know, I'm not keeping up with everything 100%, but I think that's just going to raise prices even more yet. Does not look like things are going to settle down anytime soon. You just got to deal the hand that you're given. So hopefully rental season picks up here pretty soon. We did have to raise our rates on deliveries with fuel prices. We were figuring numbers, and we didn't really have a choice. We had raised it 25 cents in January from last year because fuel prices had already gone up, and so we did another 25-cent increase for all reservations after March 1st. Which, I don't know, I hate raising rates like that, but if you don't raise rates and keep up with your costs, you're not going to be in business. So we'll see how this summer goes. I mean, we got a lot of reservations on the books, but I'm just kind of fearful on how much it slows down. I don't know how many people are going to start cutting back on their traveling and their vacation and going places where they might just stay home or stay closer to home and do stuff that doesn't involve traveling or using gas or diesel. But like I said, just beating on the same drum everybody else is beating on. It sucks, but what are you gonna do about it? So we'll probably end up talking to our dealer, I guess, too, about what we want to do with a few different things, because like I said, prices of everything are just going up insane amounts. Which I've said before, these camper prices have gone up over 30-35% from what they were last year. And as expensive as these campers are, that turns into a lot of money. Basically, if we would have paid the 4 campers, let's see, yeah, 4 campers this year for what we were paying for 4 of them would have equivalated to 6 campers in last April's price. So we could have had 2 more campers for every 4, and that much more income coming in. Like I said, we're spending it, and that much of an increase would probably push a lot of customers away. So you got to increase to keep things moving, but you also got to kind of watch how fast and how quick you increase things without pushing them away and not have a business. So it's kind of a tightrope to walk. You get a lot of people that understand, and then a lot of people that just absolutely lose their minds. It's kind of a shrug your shoulders and what do you do type of thing. But we'll figure things out. We always do. But for you guys that depend 100% on RV transport, it's always a good idea to have a second option for income if you have to. Hopefully they do another price increase pretty soon, but that's going to be the same thing as how much of the factories and the dealers willing to keep up in prices. Of course, everybody wants to pass the buck to somebody else. That's just how everything works. So, and of course, the drivers is where it always gets passed to when you're doing anything that, you know, trucking wise. But we're almost to our drop. We're gonna get these unloaded, run a few errands, take these things to the car wash. These trucks are dirty. So right now I got Courtney in front of me, so I'm using her as my windbreak. She used me as a windbreak for the last 600 miles, so now it's my turn. Well, we're home now. Got the truck's nice little bath. Got all the salt off. So I just I was on the computer a little bit, and I seen a couple of the office people were talking. They're gonna do another price increase here in the next couple of days, hopefully. So that'll be nice. That'll help out. We were just in Sheldon, and fuel was $4.15 there. In Marcus, town that we live closest by, fuel was $4.96, which is crazy. It's the same. They're both Casey's. They're 18 miles apart, and a huge gap like that in price difference. That's insane. But yeah, fuel is going to be stinging quite a bit or for the next who knows how long. I don't know. It's going to turn into 08, 09 all over again is what I feel like. Just my opinion, but that's what I'm thinking. So we're going to kind of just prepare for that, I guess. Try and do cuts where we can do cuts and save where we can save. But weather's been kind of crappy, as you've seen on our way out to Indiana, which we knew it was going to be. They're actually talking crap weather for tonight, but looks like they've taken most of that out, so we probably could have waited a day and not drove in that. But a lot of cars in the ditch, a lot of semis in the ditch. There was a pretty nasty one actually in Indiana on Highway 20 where like a 1-ton dually with like a service body on it. I'm not sure what happened, but he definitely went for a roll. The cab on that truck was smashed, and I think the service body kind of acted like a roll cage, so hopefully that guy's all right. And everyone else that was in the ditch and crashed and wrecked and whatever, hopefully there's nobody hurt too bad. And then we had found out that we heard some people died in the tornadoes in Des Moines. I think the total was up to 7 the last time I saw. And there was this one family. The wife wasn't in the house. Their 2 kids and her husband were killed. And I think the kids were both under 5. So I can't imagine what that lady's going through. Her life got turned upside down just like that. But some people got it worse. I just know if that was my situation, I probably wouldn't be here after that either. But that's just, I don't know, that's really sad. Can't imagine what she's going through. And then she got dumped on with, well, it isn't her, but they got snowstorms down there the next morning, so they're trying to pick up debris and make sure everyone's okay, and then after the tornado and then deal with the snowstorm. Just add an insult to injury. But I think we're gonna end this video here, and I got a couple things I want to do to this, and then I got to change oil in the wife's truck, change oil in her car. The kid's got to change oil in his truck, so we got a bunch of filters and stuff before we came home, and then I wasn't gonna book a load, but I might just wait till Friday, maybe book one and head out over the weekend or something, see if the rates go up before the end of the week. Seems like I always book a load and then literally I pick up and head out with it, and then the rates go up. That's how it's worked the last 2 rate increases. But yeah, I don't know, I guess just trying to save where you can save. I think I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna drive a little slower, see if I can't save some more fuel, see if it makes much of a difference or not. But it seems like my truck, the way it's geared and whatnot, it's either 9th gear at like 62, 63 mile an hour, or when it's in 10th gear, 72 is actually the nice spot, but where it gets the best fuel mileage and has the best power, which puts it right in the torque peak. So I don't know, we'll probably start playing around with fuel mileage a little bit, see what we can do. Do what we can to save where we can. So rental season will be going here about a month and a half, so we got about a month and a half left of transporting, and then we got to start pulling campers out, getting them ready, sealing the ones. We always go through and reseal the roofs, and then treat the roofs. We got some washer and sealant type stuff that you put on there, and it's supposed to, like UV protector and whatnot. So we got to do that to all of our campers. Then we got, I think, 4 campers that we're supposed to do that for other customers and stuff. So probably a good 2 to 3 weeks before rentals start rolling. They'll be going crazy because we'll have to get all of our new units home, get them all stocked up with supplies, get our stickers on, and then go through all the other campers that we have. So So depending on what the weather does, hopefully in the next, within the next month or something, we're starting to roll pretty good with rentals. So at least working on them. They won't be going out quite yet, but the fun is getting closer. Once that hits, it is definitely go, 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 and no days off. And you're lucky if you can get a couple hours off in the middle of the day to sit down and relax. But hopefully with fuel prices, that doesn't kill all that. And like I said, I'm just gonna kind of prep for basically 08, 09 all over again and see what happens. But hopefully it doesn't get that bad. But I think it's the way prices are jumping up right now, I almost see it getting worse than that. So cross your fingers and hope it doesn't. But everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.